Welcome back to week 5 of our Humanities video lesson, and we hope you're keeping safe. This week, we'll be learning a literary analysis topic titled Themes and Symbolism. But before we get into it, let's have a quick overview of what we learned last week. We learned about combining evidence with one's own opinion, quote integration, and how to identify and utilize evidence from a text in a persuasive essay by first knowing the difference between facts and evidence. Identifying one turns a fact or piece of information into evidence, and this includes knowing the connection to a larger claim or argument, evidence of clear link for or against an argument, effective strategies for combining evidence with your own opinion by using the acronym ICE, which means introduce, cite, and explain. We hope you have a better understanding of the topic after viewing the video and practicing through activities and assignments. If you have any questions or would like to get more practice on last week's topic, please ask. You will need a pen and a notebook during the course of this video, so pause the video, get your stationaries, and come back. You ready? Well, let's get into it. A theme is a universal truth. Themes are the messages that authors wish to convey. A literature text can have several themes. Themes are not unique to any one particular text and may have themes in common with other texts. Examples of themes in The Outsiders include division, identity, stereotype, and belonging. Now pause the video and read the following quotes carefully, and without me explaining yet, try your hands at matching each of the quotes with a theme. Which one is division, identity, stereotype, and belonging? Great. Now that you've done that, let's review the answers. Which of the quotes most strongly support the theme identity? If you said the second quote, you're correct. The second quote most strongly supports the theme identity. It says, I am a greaser, I am a JD, and a hood. I blackened the name of our fair city. I beat up people. I rob gas stations. I am a menace to society. Man, do I have fun. This quote captures Soda Pop's pride of who he is and demonstrates how proud he is to be a greaser. He is a greaser and has fun being a greaser. Now, which of the quotes most strongly supports the theme belonging? The third quote most strongly demonstrates the theme belonging. The third quote states that they grew up on the outside of society. They weren't looking for a fight. They were looking to belong. Greasers grew up on the outsides of the society, and although they were often fighting, they fought because they wanted to belong. Which of the quotes illustrates the theme division? The first quote, which says that it seemed funny to me that the sunset she saw from my patio and the one I saw from the back steps was the same one. Maybe the two different worlds we lived in weren't so different. We saw the same sunset. By describing the different ways that people lived in The Outsiders as two different worlds, this quote illustrates the theme of division in The Outsiders. Which of the quotes illustrates the theme stereotype? This fifth quote most strongly supports the theme stereotype. That's why people don't ever think to blame the socks and are always ready to jump on us. We look hoodie and they look decent. It could be just the other way around. Half of the hoods I know are pretty decent guys underneath all that grace. And from what I've heard, a lot of socks are just cold-blooded men, but people usually go by looks. The hoods and the socks are just based on how they dress. The less than refined hood look means you're more likely to be accused of some sort of crime, while the socks' more refined way of dressing connotes a more upstanding citizen. Remember the idiom, don't judge a book by its cover. Now in the fourth quote, you take up for your buddies, no matter what they do. When you're a gang, you stick up for the members. If you don't stick up for them, stick together, make like brothers. It isn't a gang anymore, it's a pack. A snarling, distrustful, bickering pack like the Sox in their social clubs, or the street gangs in New York, or the wolves in the timber. We can say the quote most strongly illustrates the theme belonging or strongly supports the theme identity. Now, apply what you learned about themes and assign a theme to the outsiders. Write 3 to 5 sentences Describing the theme of The Outsiders, go to Google Classroom and fill in your answers. Pause the video and come back when you're done. Great job completing the activity and reviewing the literary analysis topic theme. Now, do not forget, theme is an important skill that will be evaluated through competencies. Now, let's move on to a very important literary analysis topic, symbolism. What is symbolism? Symbolism is the term that describes the higher meaning that objects take on in a text. Authors often use objects to convey special meaning, and there are examples of symbolism in The Outsiders, including cars, hair, and sunsets. Now, to help us remember what we might have learned about symbolism, try your hand at these questions. How do cars influence the Sox lifestyle? What was life like for greasers who could not afford cars? Pause the video and write your answers in your notebook. Now, let's quickly review what you might have written down. You might have said that cars allow socks to move around. You might also have remembered that the socks didn't buy the cars. The socks' parents bought the cars for the socks. You might also have said that greasers cannot afford cars, so they have to walk. Greasers walk on socks' cars and know more about cars than socks. And importantly, walk on something that socks own. This shows that socks have more power over greasers. In The Outsiders, car symbolizes the power that socks have over the greasers. Remember that symbolism is a literary device in which an object, person, or situation has a deeper meaning within the text. Now, pause the video and view the video clip. Then answer the following questions in your notebook. What larger concept does hair represent in The Outsiders? And in a few sentences, describe what the larger concept of hair represents. Welcome back. I am sure that you came up with excellent ideas about what the larger concept that hair represents in Outsiders. But let me take a guess at what you might have written. You might have mentioned that for Pony Boy and Soda Pop, cutting their hair symbolized moving away from the gang. Now, let's quickly go through a rundown of what we've learned today. We've reviewed theme. Then, we also learned about identifying themes of quotes from one of our favorite novels, The Outsiders. Then we explained the most important themes in the novel, The Outsiders. Next, we reviewed symbolism, examples of symbolism, and an important example of symbolism in The Outsiders. Each of these activities helped us better understand theme and symbolism, important skills that will be evaluated through competencies. Your assignment this week is to choose one other symbol from The Outsiders and in 3 to 6 sentences explain its significance. Log on to the Google Classroom. Under the Literary Analysis tab and fill out your answer. We will provide feedback on your assignment. If you have any question about this week's lesson or homework, or would just like more information about this week's topic, please ask one of your teachers. Great job 9th grade on completing this week's video, and we hope that you have a better understanding of theme and symbolism, and therefore you are better prepared for the upcoming competency exams. Have a great week and continue to work hard and complete your assignments.